and welcome to the Light Institute of Galisteo Sunday Meditation at the Sanctuary of Light. The way we do our meditation is that we divide it into 3 parts. In the first part, we ask our divine higher self. It's the intuitive essence of your soul. It's your own inner voice to take a form for you. We draw that form into the body and we sit in meditation. I'll do an Om sound so that you can push the button on your apparatus and meditate for as long as you like. In the second part of the meditation, we reach up into the cosmos and pull down a beautiful beam of pure white light down through the top of our heads, down into our solar plexus, the center of our emotional bodies. And we laser that white light, stretching our energy, our presence, our purpose out across our planet, back up into the cosmos. And in that part of the meditation, it is nothing but we breathe in. As we breathe in, we pull the white light from the cosmos down. As we exhale, we send it out across the planet and back into the cosmos. And if you just continue that kind of breathing, it will take you into a lovely state of meditation. Again, a little Om sound so that you can push the button. In the third part of our meditation, we use our meditative energy to extend it out into the world. And each week it's a different theme. This week, we'll extend it out to nature because nature has been very violent in the last year or so, but very much so in the last few weeks around the world. Many hundreds of people, even thousands of people have died because of the violence of nature. So we're going to send a frequency of light, a color that nature asks for, that will balance it so that nature does what nature needs to do, but without the destructive elements for ourselves. If you're ready, we'll begin with a little breathing. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose. Hold at the top for a moment. And now exhale very slowly through your mouth, making a little whistly sound. Once again, breathe in through your nose. Hold at the top and exhale slowly through your mouth. Ask your higher self to take form for you. It could be a twilight and a horizon, a star, a being, a tree, an animal, an equation. Whatever form comes to you, higher self, take form for me. See what form first comes into your consciousness. And ask your higher self to touch the place in your body where you hold your divine essence at this moment. Just imagine that touch anywhere in your body. And then begin to breathe in and out through that point as your higher self touches, creating an opening. Breathe in and out. And now draw your higher self in through that point so that you're sitting with your higher self inside you as you meditate. Whatever form it takes is a vibration, it's a message from your soul. So just sit now with your own higher self in meditation. Om. Reach up into the cosmos and imagine that you are magnetizing, that you are pulling down to you a beautiful beam of pure white light down through the top of your head, down into your stomach, your solar plexus, and from there you're lasering that white light out across the planet and back into the sky. And just breathe in, draw the light down, exhale, laser it out across the planet and back into the cosmos, and just continue that patterning and allow it to slow your mind, expand your consciousness. In your mind's eye, feel as if you're perceiving nature in any way that it comes to. It might be the wind, or it might be all of earth, or all of the living energies of nature, waters, sky, earth, whatever comes to you. But ask the spirit of nature what frequency of light, what color it needs from you at this moment to be in harmony and balance with all the life forms, especially the human, our life form, so that we can be in concert with nature and nature can be in concert with us, bringing it from the extremes into a place of harmony and balance. And see what color nature asks for from you. And reach up into the cosmos again and pull down exactly that color down through the top of your head. Bring it down through your solar plexus and laser that color out to nature, however it came to you, in whatever form. And just continue to draw the color through you and extend it out to nature, and feel that nature is taking in that frequency of light and rebalancing itself. Just feel that linking up and balancing in harmony with nature. Oh. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. We have a second part to our Knowings meditation, and it is called Knowings here at the Light Institute. And every week from around the world, people send us questions that they would like for us to focus upon in order to uplift ourselves and illuminate ourselves and extend out to all of those who are participating. Allison will tell us the questions that have come for this week. Allison?
The first question is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in the USA. I've heard you talk about people not wanting to receive because they are afraid they will owe something to the other person. This seems like a valid fear, Chris. I don't know anyone who is capable of giving without entering into the buying and selling game. Why is this?
Well, what I would say initially is that it's something that's taught to us. Because when the baby is in the womb, the baby receives, and that receiving echoes life. And receiving is a part of that. We've been taught through our religions, through our schools and our cultures, that receiving is greedy, and that you should focus on not receiving. And so as we have done this imprinting, this psychogenetic imprinting about receiving, we have entered into that game of cause and effect, which is karma, and the power struggle. If I receive from you, I owe you something. And so again, who has the power there? And we don't want to give away that power, so we block it from ourselves. Now sometimes people have a theme that says, I'm not worthy to receive. Or again, it would be selfish of me. Or I'm not going to let you have something that makes me owe something to you. So we really want to begin to turn that around and recognize that the more you receive, the more you can give. The more you receive, the more you can give. And so that's where we want to be with that. Let's do a little exercise in consciousness for that. That'll really open that without the that thought form that nobody can receive without playing the power game, but simply the recognition that it's a gift of love. We want to connect with other people, and one of the ways that we do that is that we receive. That makes us more full, in order to give. And we can give because we're full. And so we don't need to go, where's mine? Close your eyes. Ask your body where it holds that willingness to receive. The receiving that brings you a sense of love, of belonging, that fills you. You might see any place in your body. The mind of the cell holds all energy. Wherever you imagine that, you might see the place or feel it or hear it. Bring your conscious awareness to that place. And ask it what frequency of light it needs to be opened, to be truly a point of consciousness that rebalances this issue of power struggle. So that in the same way that in the womb you received to grow, all receiving is a point of growth. See what frequency of light will open that energy for you now. Whatever color comes to you, imagine that you're lasering it into that part of your body, and that power and the speed of that particular color is opening that point in your body that holds the capacity to receive. It is amplifying it and freeing it so that you will allow yourself to receive without any struggle. And now breathe that color. Feel as if you're breathing it into that place in your body. And feel a shifting that occurs. It frees you, expands your consciousness, and open your eyes. Let us all begin to be the receivers and therefore the true givers who give because it brings us joy. And it really does bring us joy to feel that we can give something because we have everything, because we're abundant. Great love. Allison?
The second question is from Bangladesh, the city of Dhaka.
Uh-huh.
What can protect us from artificial intelligence and it usurping humanity?
You know, who made artificial intelligence? Who made the computers? Who made all of that speed of bringing potential into form? We did. So our fear that, and it's a worthy, honorable opponent, that AI will begin to control us. And of course, the reason that we worry about that, and we're beginning to see that possibility, is because we're so good at manipulating and making things happen the way we want them to happen. The difference is that we have soul, and that in the end is going to be the answer I give you. Artificial intelligence doesn't. It's like when you clone an animal. You can clone the physicality of the animal and perhaps even some emotional imprints, but you can't clone a soul. The soul is part of a oneness of the cosmos. And so AI does not have that. It can gather to it emotional imprints and thought form imprints that you have and form them into something that creates matter, that creates something that we would say is a manipulation or something that controls us. It could do that. What is the answer? The answer lies in the soul. It lies in you coming to a place where you can trust your higher self, which is the essence of your soul, your own inner voice. When you do that, you can say, is this AI, is this something that has been an artificial intelligence that has created something? Is it valid? Is it something that serves the good of the whole? And if you practice these kinds of questions to your higher self, pretty soon you will be able to very quickly know, is this some chatter that's going on, or is this something that is true for you, that is real or not real? And so The most important thing is to come to a place where you trust your own knowing. If you trust your own knowing, there is nothing that will actually imprison you, which is our fear of the AI. No. We have the law of freedom, the law of choice here, and we have to use it through our own intelligence, the intelligence that's created artificial intelligence. Ours is still above that because it has soul. What does that mean? It means it has cosmic, universal, infinite point of reference of wisdom. And that's how we will keep AI as something that serves us. It is doing wonderful things for health today, but it has no place in controlling our lives and taking over. We don't have to allow that. And we're having that lesson right now. That's why we're having these wars and all of these inhumane things happening, because they're coming up to be cleared. So as we begin to say, no, we will not kill each other in these inhumane ways. We will not do these things. The more that we clear those old patterns, and they are primordial patterns, the less we'll have to be afraid of artificial intelligence. Great. Allison?
The last question is from San Nicolas, Aruba.
Aruba.
Dear Chris Griscom, when people die in accidents, are they confused and in the astral? Or is this their soul's clear intention of how to leave life?
Well, I'm not sure really if the question that you're answering me, is there a difference between dying in an accident or dying? Because on a spiritual level, and this is hard for us because we don't want anyone to die, especially not someone we love, or someone who we feel that they are a reflection of who we are, and without them we couldn't find ourselves. So death is something that belongs to the soul. And on a spiritual level, there is a purpose in it. And just as all beings who separate out from the one soul and come into form, they choose the moment of their birth and they choose the moment of their death. This conversation about them dying in accidents, of course, on a spiritual level, again, if you look at it from that perspective, there is no accident. There's simply a moment that says, this is the moment. The Native American has an expression that I have always loved. It's a good day to die. Because dying is just a changing of the clothes. It's I've done what I can do. I have accomplished my thing, even if the rest of us think not. Because the ones that suffer are the ones that stay behind. The one that leaves, and especially if it's in an accident where usually the death is very quick without suffering, it's a very easy way to die, and I notice that young people choose it a lot. I think that part of the reason for that is that young people really can't imagine themselves suffering from illness like old people, being sick and being unable to run and play and be a part of the world. It doesn't really, they don't cognate that. And so illness is not one of the things that creates a potential because it's in their consciousness. But the I'm out energetic is something that is in the consciousness. So on one level it matters not. And people, whether they die in shock, whether they die in a war or an accident, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be more confused. I've seen mostly people who suffer a long time in diseases, and they do that very often waiting for those that they love to spiritually get ready to let them go. And so sometimes when they pass from their bodies, there is a bit of confusion that happens. But it doesn't matter how we die, whether that person has confusion or not. And that's why I think it's wonderful. And all great curanderos, healers, spiritual people have always said, allow yourself to embrace that you will one day pass from your body. And it's one of the reasons at the Light Institute we've been doing this work for 66 years, looking at life, another incarnation of the soul, and looking at how you die, so that we can clear away the fear of death, because I think it's that fear of death that does cause us more likely to have confusion and not really let go into the light. And so there is a way to kind of practice that in your mind, so that you live better. If we're afraid to die, we are not living. We are consumed with something that is not living. So we want to free ourselves from that fear of death and know that once we've let go of our bodies, there is something that I have been aware of in working with spirits, and that is that very often, and well, perhaps always, we go into a beautiful place, a place that usually looks like something that we've loved, the kind of nature that we've loved, where there is a resting of the spirit and a clearing away of the energies of a life, and then a going on. And sometimes, because that space is astral space, and it doesn't have time, a spirit will sit there for a very long time waiting for someone they love to join them there. We don't need that. We don't need that. And how we can heal that kind of conversation of basically holding a spirit in an astral place, even if it's a lovely place, is to truly know that on a soul level, they were ready. They were finished. They had done it. And they could go on. And if we truly love them, we really send them into the light. We don't hold them back. I hope that heals for you, that we need not have confusion in this wonderful passage from this dimension into the great beyond. Until next time.